All right, so green-red Sarkhan, we've played this in the past. I'm trying a couple different things in this list. The first thing to note is that I'm up to 3 copies of Tibalt in the main deck because this card is just a good generic card in the format in general, I think, but notably this card's very good against the Command the Dread Horde deck, so like, this is the correct way to hedge or metagame for popular matchups in my opinion. I'm just playing this card that's like, just reasonably generically good in the format that also happens to be an ace against the deck that I want to beat that is likely becoming popular. Thorn Lieutenant, previously we played Growth Chamber Guardian in this spot, and I think as both the red aggro decks and Teferi Bounce Your Thing have become popular, Growth Chamber Guardian stock has gone down a little bit. So I want to try out Thorn Lieutenant because it's good. It's good against the aggressive decks, and if they bounce it with Little Teferi, it makes an elf that then gets to kill Little Teferi right away. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches and see how this goes. We're actually going to try, so this is a more aggressively slanted build, similar to the green-red Sarkhan list that's been up on my website for a little while now. We're actually going to try 2 different iterations of this green-red aggro mid-range style deck to start the day. So the iteration we're going to try after this is a little bit more Planeswalker-centric. It's got some 5-mana Nisas in it. We'll see how this goes. Perfect. To go. 2, 3, 4. Really solid curve here. Morning Iceman. Perfect. We get to go Domri into Llanowar Elves. Yeah, the 3rd point of toughness is good against the red deck, and, like, also, if they kill this, it leaves a thing behind which blocks, so, like, if they lightning strike it, you still have a blocker, which is really nice.
I was raised by wolves, so they might have also just been big dogs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just want to register for Rekindling Phoenix this weekend at whatever I end up playing.
Oh, you trying to knock me down?
Just gonna have these fight.
There'll be nothing but dust left when I'm done.
I'm gonna hold this back because if they kill this, I don't want them to kill my Domri with the Goblin token. Another dragon here looks excellent draw. Really love a mix of just like really potent flyers. Do you have another burn spell? Rats. So really getting punished for the fact that I hit them for 2 with that token since they had Legion Warboss as the follow-up.
Work out how you want.
My opponent had Collision Colossus in their main deck, which is actually something a lot of these green-red decks have moved away from, but it's very good against us for sure. Yeah, the Thorn Lieutenant did very efficiently trade 2 for 1. If they don't have another Collision Colossus here, the Hellkite likely takes over the game very quickly.
Let's do this. There's no problem fire can't solve.
Hey, thanks, Teamy Smashy. Well, thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate the support.
It's over when I say it's over.
How'd Modern go? We won more than the 0 matches I was expecting to win. If you like cheeky Modern decks, you should watch this morning's league. Playing less than 4 Lava Coil might be a mistake. I think there's a good chance I might want more of this card. Tibalt leaves a little bit to be desired against other green-red decks, so their creatures tend to get a little bit bigger. Do I want Living Twister as just a blocker? This also helps me like randomly mow down their planeswalkers. This is probably fine. I don't know what I really want to cut, though. I kind of like all the cards in my deck at the moment. Hey, Peel, thanks for the half a year of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I could see just, like, slowing down a bit on the draw. Just, like, doing this. I don't hate this. Technonmancer, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Maybe leaving a couple of elves in is better than the Paradise Druids. Let's do this. Yeah, Living Twister's been really good. So the next iteration that we're going to play, the Green-Red Friends deck, because it's a little bit less aggressively slanted, I actually just have 4 Living Twisters in the main deck instead of the Spellbreakers. So I like Spellbreaker in this one because I like Spellbreaker in this one. I like Spellbreaker in this build because it's got a pretty aggressively slanted. Yeah, this is fine. Got a couple boarded into green-red gates here, but the rest of the cards, the rest of the spells are good. The green-red Frenzy deck that we've played a couple of times has 4 Living Twisters in the main, and it's been good. It's been good in there. I think Thorn Lieutenant's just really well positioned in the format in general, Punchworthy. I think it lines up well against both the decks that are playing Teferi and the various red and white aggro decks in the format. This is definitely worse than Growth Chamber Guardian against the mid-range decks in the format, but I think that's fine.
By wolves, though they might have also just been big dogs.
I only do cuts for extra large donations, Nivik. So 50 plus. If you put your tier 3 bump to Dreadhorde, that would get it into tomorrow, almost certainly. So again, especially like all 4 of these decks I'm playing today are decks that I could realistically see myself playing on Saturdays, so I want to, definitely want to get through them. Probably going to spend a little bit of extra time on each of these decks today, just because I think they're all pretty reasonable. I want to get a decent feel for them. 1, 2, 3. Real decks have curves, chat. Real decks have curves. Poor little elf. 1 Thorn Lieutenant, please. Alright. That'll do, pig. Do you have a second land, opponent? Alright. This game is probably lights out. Green-Red Friends is the Nissa Sarkhan deck, dude. Light.
We won't answer to other guilds. I bow to no one.
So, what do I play here? Is it like Hellkite? Is it just like play Hellkite as a 5/5? Is that unreasonable? I think I like Hellkite as a 5/5 here. 6/5, sorry Hellkite. Sorry to undersell what you do for us.
a child.
So I get to have this, shoot this, and then I'm going to have Domri have this fight this. Then I'm going to smack them for 6. Pretty decent turn.
Oh, I wish you could see your face when I'm beating you.
Alright, so what do I want to trim? Chandra Firebrand is not particularly great here. Tibalt is probably not particularly needed, especially when I'm boarding in a bunch of other 3s. Is it crazy to cut... Is it crazy to cut my mana creatures? Maybe Paradise Druid because it dies to Chain Whirler before it does anything. I need 2 more trims here. This is probably a little bit slow, right? And, like, it ramps me a little bit, which is nice, but it doesn't impact the board the turn I play it, usually. I don't think I want to get rid of any of this top end here, because I think I want these for closing. Yeah, Tibalt can 2 for 1. I don't know, is he, like, better than Domri, though? It doesn't always impact the board, and, like... If Domri's fight is impacting the board, that probably means I have a creature, which probably means I'm in an okay spot. Yeah, having significant closing power against red's really important. I'm gonna try this. I kind of wish I had a 3rd Brontodon on the sideboard. In fact, the Nexus decks might have gotten beat up enough out of the format at this point that swapping my Cindervines Brontodon split in the other direction could be good. Like, play 3 Bronts and 2 Cindervines. So a lot of these red decks don't play that many copies of... Experimental Frenzy more. A lot of them are splitting it with Chandra. And I think Cindervines is not good enough because it doesn't impact the board. Alright, get 1 more shot here before we're basically dead. Get to take the 3rd game on the play. Come on! Yay! So you're saying there's a chance. Oh-ho! We're halfway there. Oh-ho! Living for a forest. Just wanna play my living twister. Oh-ho! Do-do-do-do-do-do. I think cutting Sarkhan's a mistake in this matchup. I think you need all of your closing power, and Sarkhan offers a pretty reasonable amount of closing power. Yeah, I agree, Hits Leo. I think staying ahead on board is really important. And Cindervine's a card that makes you fall behind on board, generally speaking. I love the sound effect on this card. It's so just like... Argh. This card's really good. I'm gonna adjust the sideboard a little bit after this. I think I want a 4th Lava Coil and a 3rd Brontodon. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. Untapped land? Untapped land? Twister does not have reach for some reason. Feels like a real flavor failure. Yeah, I agree. When I originally put the sideboard together, there were a lot more Reclamation decks in the format, which is why. which is why I had 3 Cindervine. So I think I definitely want the 3rd Bront. Hey, Casey Kid, thank you for the brand new Prime Support. I appreciate that. Welcome. So Lava Coil is the best draw on the deck here. And I mean, like, I'm not making a significant change that makes the Recollection matchup that much worse. Like, I'm talking about trading one way to kill enchantments for a different way to kill enchantments. Twister's second ability is very good. It gives us the ability in situations like this to pick this forest back up to throw out their egg. So I assume my egg is dying. Correct, yeah. Brontodon is significantly better against red aggro. Probably dead here. We don't really have enough going on to beat this frenzy. Their frenzy's gonna have to be like exceptionally bad for us to be able to win from here. Stumbled a little bit too long there. And click submit. I can't make edits to my deck mid-match, Urzo. So, I said I want 4 Lava Coils in my 75. There's only 3 right now. So, after this match, I'm going to go make some changes. No removal for this is rough. Well, they don't have good attacks at least. At some point, we're going to hope to draw a spell. So any 3 damage spell in conjunction with this Fanatical Firebrand kills a Rekindling Phoenix, unfortunately. Light 'em up. We're on fire. Yep, it's Rekindling Phoenix. So I mean, like, they get to empty their hands here. It's gonna depend on what their leftovers are. It's a pretty good leftover.
My hair is on fire? This is just gonna be bad for you.
I should probably register 19 mountains tomorrow on Saturday, huh? That's probably what I'm supposed to do. It's probably the play to win line. It's 19 mountains fun for me. I mean, it doesn't have to be fun. It's got to be short and fast. The Magic qualifier weekend. Yeah, so like I never register red deck wins at a paper tournament because I don't want to sit there and play that deck all day. But like with the qualifier weekend, I just have to sit there and pound out 8 to 9 matches. So it's like playing the red deck is fine. 8 to 9 matches with the red deck is what? You know, 3 hours if that. I think Esper midrange is one of the worst decks that people choose to register in this format. It is consistently very underwhelming. Every time I play Esper Hero, I'm like, why do people register this deck? Yeah, having like 40 minutes of downtime constantly playing red deck in a tournament just like really sucks. This is the part where I play Paradise Druid and then they play Chain Whirler. I think Grixis Control is one of the worst decks people play in this format. Grixis Control consistently fails to have the tools to properly control the game, and the way it gets built, people tend to not have ways to close the game out either. Leaves a lot to be desired in my experience. Grixis Control is also like... Grixis Control is like a deck people play on the ladder that just like also doesn't show up in tournaments. And it doesn't really show up in tournaments because it's not particularly good. Oh, magic.
The more, the messier.
They at least failed to hit a land with their Frenzy last turn, so we got that going for us. There are 3 copies of Tibalt in my main deck, Nivik, and this is game 1. Tibalt is one of the cards I sideboard out in this matchup. Registering 4 and 5 mana spells. This is our life. Well, we did play. This is our second time playing the match, so I don't really fault you for not paying super close attention. Let's try this. I'm going to try and cut the acceleration and just be like a green-red mid-range deck here. Weird, Scooter. You tried changing browser? You think Simic mid-range is worth playing? Yeah, some of the mass manipulation configurations seem very reasonable. I think they're dog poop against the 19 basic mountains and like white aggro, but they give a lot of the other mid-range decks in the format a run for their money. I think playing a bunch of copies of mass manipulation is one of the few ways you can like go over the top of the Dreadhorde deck. You could try clearing your cache or loading an incognito window and seeing if it works in an incognito window. If it works in an incognito window, it's probably a cache issue. Yeah, this card's just like generically good. I'm kind of excited to try the configuration we're gonna play next that has 4 of these in the main deck. So I think this card's just like decent in the format in general. It's kind of bad against Teferi, to the surprise of none, but other than being bad against Teferi. So do I just kill their thing, or do I do this? I think I just do this.
When people start screaming, let's light it up.
I don't know, Hawk. I think I personally preferred the format that we had
Burn.
prior. I don't know that I have a good reason for it offhand. Definitely super subjective. Yeah, I don't know. As someone who's played a lot of Wild Growth Walker decks, Sunhouse, like, player quality has a big factor in things like that, too. So, like, Wild Growth Walker is much better against bad red players than it is against good red players.
Oh, it's you burning.
Because, like, mediocre red players are, like, less likely to, like, be conscious and play around it. And, like, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's, like, most matchups aren't unwinnable. But in a heads up, I would expect those decks to be poor against the red deck on average.
A pile of ashes. This is just gonna be bad for you.
I don't know. It's actually been a really long time since I've seen Fight with Fire out of the opponent's deck. Usually if they don't have the green splash, they'll play Fight with Fire. Because if they generally want at least one card in their deck that lets them kill, they generally want at least one card in their deck that lets them kill Lyra. So if they don't have Collision Colossus, Fight with Fire tends to be pretty common. Post board, our deck looks very reasonable here. Just a lot of good 4s. A couple of reasonable 2s. So usually you just don't want your red deck to be stone cold to Lyra. You can always type !deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list. Alternatively, there is a widget on your screen if you're on the desktop, or if you're on mobile, there's a little icon in the corner that says SD, that stands for Stream Decker. That'll get you an easy to import link to the deck. I mean, I don't think our main deck is that bad against mono red Puddle. Like if you look at the cards in our deck, they're not really, I wouldn't describe most of them as bad cards. Like maybe the Tibalts could be swapped to the board. Like that's maybe the one that's suspect, but like Tibalt's just like really good with Sarkhan. The new Mulligan rule is awesome and makes Magic better in every way. If there's decks that create dog poop rancid games of Magic, ban those decks. Don't skip bringing a Mulligan rule that makes Magic better. I think it's silly to say we can't change the mulligan rule because there's decks like the Neoform deck in Modern. Just bite the bullet, WotC, and finally ban something. Rather than continue to make... Leaving decks like that existing and making them high variance makes Magic a worse game, in my opinion. My opinion on Spellbreaker's always pretty much been the same, Double E Hawk. It's a card that's very good against aggressive decks and good against control decks. The place where Gruul Spellbreaker tends to be lacking is in the mid-range matchups. So, like, Gruul Spellbreaker, for instance, is very bad against decks that play, Land. God bless America. Gruul Spellbreaker is very bad against decks that play Wild Growth Walker, for instance. Bad against decks that are in the middle. Alright, well this is very winnable for us. I think there was a point 2 seasons ago where the format had enough mid-range in it that this card really wasn't playable, but I think since the format's kind of changed and grown and evolved with these new sets, there's enough aggro and enough control that Gruul Spellbreaker is very reasonable in general. Alright, in an okay position, just race them down here. Yeah, Spellbreaker having Trample is very good against Saheeli as well. Missed 3 damage with Bront. Now, they would have just blocked Hitsleo. I maybe missed 3 damage, but I think they were pretty likely to block, so I don't think it mattered. Like, if they're going to choose between their Frenzy, and their Phoenix. Oh, I could have coiled first. Yes, okay, there you go. That's why the details matter. You're right. Coil first means I get a free shot in. Are you still thinking about playing the bow deck this weekend, Bob? Has your experience been different playing against the Planeswalker decks than mine? That's a good draw. What's your longsword of choice? Are you just gonna Jeskai people? Hey, Holy Flab, thank you for the 12 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thank you for the very generous tier 3 at that. I'm closing it on 12 months. Keep up the good stuff, and I'll be sure to find a spicy one for my 10 months. Sounds good. Yeah, I haven't been a fan of the Jeskai deck either. Yeah, that's been my experience too, Nifty. The bow deck's bad against both Jeskai and the Dreadhorde decks, and it's just like only okay against red aggro.
Your end has arrived.
Be nothing but dust when I'm done. Are you ready?
I think I just do this and like try and kill them in 2. Because like if they don't kill my dragon, they can't really attack this anyways. Yeah, these Gruul mid-rangey aggro decks have felt pretty good for me, Bob. I agree with that sentiment. Yeah, maybe Tibalt just belongs on the sideboard. I don't know exactly what I want to bring into the main deck, though. Thorn Lieutenant seems like it's a little bit mediocre here. It doesn't apply very significant pressure. The 1/1's not very meaningful. Twister's been really good. This card's just like good against the red decks, and it gets to randomly come in places like this as flood insurance. I've been really happy with this card. The green red ratio I'm gonna play after this. I'm actually playing some in the main, and this might be the better main deck slot than Tibalt, honestly. Yeah, putting Twister in the main might not be unreasonable. I really like that this card is flood insurance too, just because like it lets you throw your lands in the mid to late game. Need one more cut here. Paradise Druid. Well, the fires are out of the board. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Shock is decent against Jeskai, but I don't really want Shivan Fire against Jeskai, right? It's like I'm basically only boarding in Shivan Fire in the heavy creature matchups. Four mana Domri is not card advantage in a deck like this. We don't have enough creatures for him to consistently hit. And the reason I have Tibalt in my 75 is because you need it against the Wild Growth Walker decks. Need it against the Wild Growth Walker decks. I will not play... If I play this archetype, there will not be less than 3 Tibalts in my 75 this weekend. I think it's very important that you have access to it in the 75. Hey, Dougie, thanks for the year of support. I appreciate it. Welcome. And Kind Fiend, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Welcome, welcome. I think Thorn Lieutenant is better in the abstract. I'm not 100% on that, though. Thorn Lieutenant's definitely better than Growth Chamber against red deck and against this card, so... Man, this is going to be a good turn. Domri, fight your thing, kill your planeswalker.
There'll be nothing but dust when I'm done.
It's only a matter of time.
That's really good. First ever sub. I've been on Twitch for over 2 years, been watching your stream, and I like the next year stream as well. Well, welcome to the community, and thanks for keeping me here. So a couple different directions I could go in here. Yeah, is it just Hellkite as a 5/5? That uses my mana the most efficiently.
Oh, I wish you could see your face.
I think I like Hellkite as a 5/5. That's unfortunate.
Not so fast.
Oh, looks like you're all mouth and no hands.
Oh.
Keep up the pace.
Yep. What they take out of my hand here could go a few different ways. We're all good in different situations. Yeah, and playing Chandra wasn't very good in the face of their 4/4, right? Because my goal was to like try and keep the Domri alive. Removal? Removal?
should have seen that coming.
Yeah, I agree, Bob. I'm not sure how I feel about this card in general. Maybe I'm supposed to play Chandra there to exile my Hellkite. Because, like, now they get to Hellkite me. But they can't activate the Hellkite, so, like, is it that bad? The MCQ is Saturday. Alright, so they took a Hellkite. To the surprise of few, they took the 5/5. I've got two. Like, I agree with you. She's just like, she's nothing that you like write home about, but like, she just like does okay enough for the time that she's probably worth having a couple of. I think this is a Legion Warboss matchup. Just gonna go ahead and run this back. A fifth dragon. So I have 3 Hellkites and 3. Oh, you have a 4th dragon. Okay, yeah, Hellkite is like really good. So like playing 4 Hellkites is not something I'm unopposed to. Especially with like Domri. Like turn 3 dragons are great. I mean, like, what matchups is she good in, Gorks? It's like exactly the control matchups. She just like is only ever good when you're ahead. And like there's definitely a lot of matchups in this format where like you get behind. I mean, even that last game was like a great example of her being bad in the mid-range matchup, Gorks. Just like, if I'm not ahead, she feels really mediocre. Yeah, she's no Torch of Defiance, right? She's no Torch of Defiance. If she was a Doomblade, if she could be a Doomblade, she would be great, but she's just not a Doomblade. Nah, I think I want all of my cards that cost 4+ to just be cards that are evasive. Like, part of the reason why this archetype is good is it's just like 4 power tribal flyers. I'm gonna push a couple of the main deck and sideboard cards around after this match. I think I'm gonna try and slot some twisters into the main deck. This is a card that's just been very good for me. 5-drop. This is one of my favorite archetypes in the format at the moment, Lazy Man. This and the Black Red Aristocrats deck we're going to play later today are 2 of the decks that I'm between for the Mythic Championship qualifier this weekend. This deck needs Kurt Ape. Disagree. I think a lot of the power that this deck has comes from the fact that it's kind of mid-rangey in its threat base. There's a big difference between 6 and 4 mana. Yeah, we actually played both Black-White and Black-Red Aristocrats yesterday, and I definitely am a bigger fan of Black-Red. Having the aggressive slant's a big deal. The Mulligan rule has not changed recently. They did a test run with a potentially new Mulligan rule at the last Mythic Championship, and they've not implemented it yet. So we're still waiting to hear if they're going to implement it. The fact that Domri's just like a removal spell sitting on the table is so good. It's like, all right, play your thing. I would like to end you. All right, so that makes Lightning Strike lethal.
My wild beasts are bringing your comeuppance.
Bring in your comeuppance. %. Maybe we're going to play enough good decks today to climb back into the top 1,000, huh? Alright, let's slide around some things. I agree that I've been kind of underwhelmed by Chandra. These Tibalts that are in the main deck have also been kind of mediocre. Living Twister's a card that I've been very happy with, so I kind of don't mind trying some of those in the main. I don't hate getting a 4th Hellkite in here. There's no downtime today. It's a 0 downtime patch. And I can trim these Shivan Fires from the board and just put some Shocks in the main deck. I don't know how I feel about these Paradise Druids. I kind of go back and forth on them. Filling out the bottom end of the curve is not terrible, especially if I'm boarding in more, if I'm adding more 5-drops, the Paradise Druids are probably fine. I think the Druids are fine. They like attack for 2 as well, which is nice. I've got 1 too many cards in my sideboard at the moment. Yeah, I think I'm inclined to cut Warboss before I cut this. Yeah, I think not playing Hellkites is a huge mistake. I really like having access to 4 Brontodons against the red deck. Yeah, so the decision between Cindervines and Brontodon is which deck do you care about killing enchantments against more? Do you care about killing enchantments against the red aggro deck, or do you care about killing enchantments against the Nexus deck? And obviously you board in both of them in both those matchups, but I think Nexus has become not popular enough that I would prefer to have Brontodon for the red aggro decks. You don't board in Brontodon, you don't board in Cindervines against red aggro. Alright, got a lot of lands here, but Living Twister's going to turn some of them into Shocks, which is nice. You think we can afford it without screwing the double colors? Nope. If I thought I could afford it, I would play them. I have a lot of double red cards in my deck. Hey, Zero, thanks for the support. Flampler! Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, I agree, Bob. Yeah, there's a #1 sign my deck can't play Mobilized District. I'm playing a Guildgate.
Let us see if your talents are worth cataloging. To the library.
I think there's a chance that because I've cut Cindervines from my sideboard, that I should probably, because I've cut Cindervines from my sideboard, I should probably cut the Chandras and play all war bosses. I think is not unreasonable. Here's an article that talks about mana math if you're new to Magic and you're not familiar with the appropriate number of colored sources you need in your mana base to cast your spells consistently. So if you ever see my decks playing something like a Guildgate, I'm doing that because mathematically speaking, I need that Guildgate to have enough colored sources to cast my spells. Yeah, I agree, Bob. Is demanding dragon too greedy? Again, it's not about greedy or not greedy. When you want to add a card to my deck, you need to tell me why is it worth playing over the other cards I'm playing. So like, what problem does my deck have that's solved by adding that card to it? Why do I want more 5-drops in my deck, more top end? Like, I've already got 11 pieces of flying top end. The shocked lands that deal 2 damage to you are going to be legal and standard for a year and a half still. These lands will rotate in October. No, can't say that I've noticed anyone playing Esper or Unmortigo in the main deck. I don't really know what my opponent's doing. They seem like they don't have a ton of blockers, so this Legion Warboss is probably fine. I'm going to trim a couple of lightning strikes. Yeah, I'll trim the shocks. Yeah, I think I want the Warboss. They don't seem like they have a ton of stuff. Do you have a mulligan guide / article? No, there isn't really. There isn't 5 quick ticks that the MPL doesn't want you to know to master mulliganing. Mulliganing in Magic correctly is one of the things that has a lot of nuance to it. That's just, there isn't a replacement for experience. Practice lots, watch other players and see how they mulligan. Ask questions about why they mulligan. Yeah, they could be a mass manipulation deck. I don't know, Chatmaster. I mean, if you follow along with what we're doing today, we started with more Planeswalkers in our deck. So, like, the actual answer is, I don't know. Again, there just aren't shortcuts in Magic. I'm sitting here trying to play different things to get in reps, to try and draw a conclusion about things like that. Do I have enough Planeswalkers by trimming down? That's a question I'm looking to answer. Put target creature with flying on the bottom of its owner's library. That's a really clean answer to this card, huh? Man, plummet ++. Alright, so because they have this forced landing, I think I'm just going to Spellbreaker and attack for 8 here. I will say this. One of the reasons I think Sarkhan is good is because he's an individually powerful card. I don't think you need extra Planeswalkers to make Sarkhan a playable Magic card. Now, Sarkhan basically goes into overdrive when you pair him with other Planeswalkers, but like, if I just have Sarkhan and nothing else, I think it's still a very powerful card, which is the reason why it's good. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have no idea what the mulligan instructions are in the Mana Math article. I don't actually use the Mana Math article very often because I understand how hypergeometric distribution works, and that Mana Math article is basically just tables for people who don't know how a hypergeometric distribution works. So threw a land there at the Narset to prevent her from getting to Impulse again and find another card. I think we're probably done at this point. We're quite aggressive enough, and the Cleansing Nova is able to put things away. This is definitely a Legion Warboss matchup. Wish I had more copies of that. Probably gonna cut these Chandras here. Yeah, they begin updating the servers in 7 minutes, Fitzbull, but usually the client update's not available until like halfway through or towards the end of the window. Z-Man, thanks for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You should create a learning/resource page. There's just really not money in doing that, unfortunately. So, like, any amount of time I spend doing anything else that's not streaming has to, like, generate income equivalent to streaming, and a lot of that stuff just doesn't. Like, the only reason you see all the content that's already on my site that you see is because that supplements my stream directly. Should have a how to get better page. It's just an embedded stream. It's a great idea. Is it crazy to just like Spellbreaker attack with everything here since they missed a land drop? Breaky Face, thanks for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. If they eat this, I hit them for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and put them to 7. I could also just play Rekindling Phoenix here. I'm just gonna play Rekindling Phoenix here. This is worse in the face of their Plummet Plus, though. Yeah, it's not relevant, Chatmaster. If you're looking to play a card advantage deck, you don't play this deck. The best source of card advantage in Magic is killing your opponent while they have cards in their hand. If you're looking for a deck to generate card advantage, this is not it. Play something else. Not every deck in Magic needs to be able to draw massive amounts of cards. See that? See that? That Sarkhan was a 6 for 1. My opponent conceded with 6 cards in their hand. Oh, I was gonna cut Chandra. Yeah, whatever. We'll do that in a minute. Hey, Shug. Thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. Welcome back. Remember, my tier 2 subs get to bump a deck in the queue every month, so I'm sure to take a peek in there and let me know what you'd like to bump up. This is such a fantastic start for us. So, like, even though we're on the draw, they can't just kill our threat here and then attack us for 2, because if they kill this, we get a 1/1 to block. Just, like, such a huge brick wall here. Is Pitch Blue worth watching? We won more matches than I was expecting to win. So I don't even think I fight here. I think I'd rather just plus, so this is less likely to die to a burn spell. And like if they want to spend 2 burn spells on Domri, that's a pretty big win for me. Thanks, Shug, I appreciate it. This card doesn't have a foil option. All the cards that come in foil in this deck are currently foil.
I'll be back after I've licked my wounds.
That feels like a big win for me there.
Duels are for push nods. Let's just start. What's that? Something smells rotten. Wait, that might be me.
This is a pretty decent pickup here.
finish the job.
Yeah, I agree, Bob. I think this card's worse in the mid-range matchups, but it's so much better in these matchups.
Back after I've licked my wounds. You'll see.
Why would I not attack there? Yeah, I guess I should. I guess I should. I actually haven't tried it yet, Logan. That seems potentially interesting. Captain Obvious, thank you for the 2-month resub. Welcome back. And that deck has a lot of mana creatures in it. All right, red aggro. Thrashy boys, Lava Coils. Domri out, Paradise Druid out. I still don't know how I feel about cutting Llanowar Elves in this matchup. I think it's right. Like, I have 24 lands, so I think that's fine. And, like, I have a bunch of cheap interaction at the bottom end still. Ben Thick, thank you for the brand new Prime sub. Welcome, welcome. You think one elf is better than one Domri? That's probably reasonable. Because then you always have it in the opener. That's true. So, you don't board out a card like Phoenix when your opponent's boarding in Lava Coil, because we're not blanking the card Lava Coil. Our deck has a ton of good targets for Lava Coil, regardless of how you cut it. So, you only trim things that are bad against their removal if you're trimming all your things that are bad against their removal. So, we are definitely on the overwhelm their Lava Coils plan as opposed to trying to blank them. Arena is doing no downtime maintenance today. So, I'm going to need to download an update when I restart at some point here, which will take, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. But case in point. Well, it's not the removal spell I wanted for Christmas, but we're gonna get to curve right on out here. Yeah, I could see Paradise Druid being okay on the play, but on the draw, I just don't think you can leave it. It's too much. The Paradise Druid pulls a Hoagland too often when you're on the draw. Like, you play your Paradise Druid on 2, and then, like, just kill it on 3. It's just like, yikes. I'm gonna block. Shock me. Yeah, call that bluff. Call that bluff. Do I trade 2 lands for this Runaway Steamkin? Is it crazy to trade 2 lands for this Steamkin? I feel like it's not, right? I feel like it's not. Like, I'm gonna draw, like, running 5-drops here and, like, hate myself. But I think I like doing this. Hard luck coming in hot with the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. Thanks for keeping me around. Thorn Lieutenant's been really good. It pretty much does what I want it to do. You got me. Yep, yeah, patch goes live here in a little bit. I'd much rather just Lightning Strike this Goblin Chain Whirler than try and block and then lose this to a burn spell. Lava Coil? Lava Coil? It's a 0 downtime patch, Polly. So we just have to restart the client and then we'll have the update. Oh, Brontodon? Brontodon? Yeah, I think there's a lot of people preparing for this weekend. The red deck is very, very good. That's just a bad matchup, Chatmaster. So again, I think this deck is good against control and good against aggro, and like it's bad against the Hydrate Crisis mid-range decks. And I think the things you have to do to make this deck good against the Hydrate Crisis mid-range decks make it much worse in a variety of matchups. So it's okay to have bad matchups. That's just how Magic works. In fact, if a deck doesn't have bad matchups, it's busted and you're gonna play the mirror all the time. Pretty safe to assume there's a burn spell on top of their deck there with that Phoenix attack. Open for a Brontodon. This is my 4/4. Opponent's Frenzy's been pretty poor so far, which is nice. Gives us a chance to close out here with our creatures. Okay. Brutal. Yeah, I definitely want four Brontodons in this matchup. I feel like this is the only way they beat us. And even then, sometimes we're able to beat this card, but I think the only way they ever beat this card, the only way they ever beat us is on the back of Frenzy. So four Brontodons is pretty important. Have I seen the Moto changes? Are they just the changes they had announced previously, like changes to the lobby? I know they announced changes to the lobby and how some of the deck editors were displayed. They didn't actually change the in-game interface at all, right? Which means, like, whatever. Okey-doke. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yep. Ah, the old Phantom Courser syndrome. I would like to block, opponent. Red source. Rootbound Crag, mountain. Rootbound Crag, mountain. Rootbound Crag, mountain. Rootbound Crag, mountain. Alright, well, we're not excited about it, but it's, we'll take it. Instead of me telling you why your play is bad, too, can you tell me why your play is right? Why do you think playing Domri there is correct?
You think I'm crazy? Wait a second, mate. I was raised by wolves. So, they might have also just been big dogs.
Alright, so long as we don't get Chain Whirlered next turn, I feel pretty okay. If they Chain Whirler us, they get to eat this egg for free, which sucks. It's really unfortunate.
I'm starting to get miffed now. Wild beasts are bringing your your comeuppance.
I think I just want to try and push him out of the game ASAP here. They removed comp and friendly leagues, and there's now a 10-tick leagues with a fairly flat structure. Okay.
No sword can.
You're like making it a 5/5 to avoid Lava Coil. That's a reasonable suggestion.
We won't answer.
Do I just plus this here? I think I just plus this here, huh? That means I have lethal next turn. You want dragons? Alright, fine. Yeah, I guess if they double burn spell me, I'm kind of sad. And this way they need triple burn spell. I still have lethal this turn regardless. Because this is 5, 5, and 5.
I will call the dragons.
I mean, even if we get shocked, I still have a 5-4. That was a mulligan to 5. We mulligan to 5 that game. How are we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you're someone who enjoys constructed best of 3 with sideboards, this is definitely the channel for you. We play a ton of different decks here, and usually I change decks every 60 minutes to 2 hours to get a lot of variety in my stream every day. As always, I'd like to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to take a quick second and plug a couple of my sponsors here really quick. The Vitamin String Quartet provides unique instrumental string arrangements of everything from Zelda to Zeppelin, and they would love to be the underscore for your next gaming session. You can find them streaming now on services such as Spotify and Apple Music. InkedGaming.com will love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of artworks they already have on their website. Cardsphere.com will love to help you turn your cards into other cards directly to the players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now, and I appreciate all of y'all choosing to spend part of your day here with us. Oh no! Oh no, I feel so bad. I'm a horrible liar. I said earlier the Thorn Lieutenant didn't have a foil. I was very wrong. Let's fix that. We spent all morning looking at this hideous Thorn Lieutenant. I am so sorry, chat. I would like to apologize to all of your eyeballs. Please, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Have you tried this deck with the Warrior package in the bottom end? I've tested it with some good results. The Living Twister is a tilt. You're not wrong. So, I played the Warrior package last season. I think with the amount of 5-drops that I have in my deck, I would rather have Llanowar Elves this season. Like, the Llanowar Elves make playing lots of 3s, 4s, and 5s much better. Yeah, I just updated Stream Decker to reflect the fact that I added the Legion Warboss 4 and 5. Get in the ugly corner, Living Twister. You are my greatest shame. You bring great shame to this house, little Twister. Sit in the ugly corner. Alright, so we're taking like 8 here probably. 7 or 8. Light them up. We're on fire! Dude Light coming in hot with the sub-gifties. Welcome to the new members of Hoaglandia. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. Sounds good, dude. Might end up being a little bit slow here on the draw. Do you think WotC is wasting time making MTGO look like Arena, or is it a good thing overall? I think as long as Magic Online is making money, Wizards of the Coast should continue investing resources in it. If we eventually get to the day where MTGO stops turning a profit, then they should stop putting resources into it. I'd be very surprised if that day's anytime soon. Moto makes a lot of money for what it is. Hey Lou, thanks for the 3/4 of a year of support. Welcome back. I appreciate you keeping me around. Think I just do this? Yeah, I think we're gonna be too slow here too, Bob. Once we get into like double burn spell range, things get bad for us. No such thing as too many Magic formats. The thing that makes Magic the great game that it is today is the fact that it's so many different games wrapped up into one. The thing that's kept Magic going for 25 years is the fact that it has so many formats. Hey, Sabanite, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, also things like Frontier in 1993, those aren't officially supported formats. So listing them seems dubious at best. I mean, drafts are just another format. Magic, I often say Magic isn't a game, it's a game system for playing a variety of these Magic games. Pretty confident. Opponent's gonna have to run exceptionally poorly here for us to win from this position. There's been a lot of mono red today. I would expect a lot of people playing in the MCQ this weekend to be practicing with red over the next couple of days, which is good because the decks I'm playing, I want to practice against red to see if they're a reasonable choice. Someone said the patch was available to download. I'll probably finish this match and play like one more and then restart and patch before we move on to Green Red Friends. Well, one of the downsides to streaming from Wine is that I have to re-download the entire client every update anyways, so it doesn't matter how big it is, I have to re-download the whole thing. So if they want to trade this Firebrand for my Phoenix Egg, I think that's a win for me. Oh, they drew Chain Whirler. That is not a win for me. Holy crap. Good lord. Well, outside of Frenzy, that was their best possible draw. Yeah, I don't think I really had blocks to make that good for me, right? That was happening regardless of how I ordered my stuff. Need to draw a dragon. Alright, step one. Step one, draw a dragon. Step two, clench butt cheeks and cross fingers. Am I dead yet? Am I dead yet? Yeah, I agree, Stonekeep. I agree. Although once you get to Mythic, it feels like Mythic mellows out a good bit once you get in here. Alright, well now I only have to fade for one turn, right? Now I only have to fade for one turn. They're dead next turn.
We are the many.
Are they? They're dead. Are they dead next turn? So this is... Right, yeah. So blank, brick, mountain, 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 mountain. Do. Dang it, red deck! Dang it, red deck! Why do they gotta tank? Why do they gotta tank? Why do they gotta be like, woo, woo, I drew the thing, woo. Come on, just put your card on the stack next time. Just put your card on the flipping stack. We were so close. We were so close. Should have won the die roll, chat. Should have won the die roll. Should have won the die roll. Oh, they were probably emoting. That's probably true. I have emotes disabled, so they're probably BMing. They were probably firing off the nice emote. I mean, like, a third of their deck probably killed us there, right? So, like, it is what it is. Hinterland Harbor got a full art. Christmas come early, chat. There's a full art Hinterland Harbor. That's so exciting. It's the little things, really. It's the little things, really. Hinterland Harbor's all grown up, chat. It's all grown up. London mulligans falling down, falling down, falling down. London mulligans falling down now, please, Watsy. BM stands for bad manners. We came, we tried, we died. Hey Zix, thank you for the quarter of your support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. No turn 1 play, no turn 2 play means that missing here isn't as big of a deal as it could be. Morning, Kazooie. Yeah, we played against a lot of Mono Red today. That bodes well for me. If we can find our lands before they find their frenzy, I think we're actually ahead here. Yeah, Screw tends to beat Flood. They added more cosmetics. Am I gonna have to load more money into this game? I assume we're gonna see a Whirly Boy. Like, these last two cards are like Chain Whirler Frenzy. Can I draw a land, please? Thank goodness. Alright. Downtime in 30 minutes. Here's the link. 90 minutes, no downtime is expected. Can we get our system messages unified, please? Please get our system messages unified. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to wait till I draw land 4 there. I don't know. I don't have any control over what's on top of their deck. That happened last time, too. It said there was no downtime on the status page, but they had an in-client message that announced downtime. Yeah, I agree, Tumos. I think I need to just play my cards out. Okay, just play both my spells here and attack for 4.
You want to play with fire, huh? What's that smell? Oh, it's you burning.
Alright, your move, Yugi boy. Please don't kill both my burbs. Don't kill my burbs. Don't kill my burbs. They have a lot of chances to kill my burbs here. And if they kill both of these, this gets to clean up the eggs, so. And they need like 3 mountains in a row here, right? Because they have Chandra to clear one off the top of their deck too. I mean, if they kill both the burbs, they're gonna have Chain Whirler, so it's like we need to fade 3 damage burn spells. That's an interesting card. Yikes. Brick, 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 brick. Give me a game 3! Brick! Brick! Things that bode well for our hero, chat. Things that bode well for our hero. Brick! Yeah, even if they deal with the bird, Lightning Strike off the top also does it. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh! We did it! We did it! Look at that! We missed our land drop on 2 this game. We missed our land drop on turn 2 that game. Let's go. Let's go. Beep, 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 beep. I mean, it didn't look like, based on the spells that they cast, they couldn't kill both of my birds there. Like, the only other decision my opponent could have made differently that game was, like, when they activated their Chandra. And, like, maybe that could have been the difference between winning and losing, but we don't know that for sure. That's true. We missed our land drop on 2, and then when we hit it on 3, it was the Guildgate at that. Whirly Boy was cast from exile, but he was exiled the previous turn from a Light Up the Stage. Yeah, the Light Up the Stage cards were a Chain Whirler Mountain. It's bad, but I have slowed roll this. Should have tanked. Missed the line. Should have gone into the tank. The patch adds a living twister foil. They're removing all of our shame, chat. That's so exciting. Can I keep this? Can I keep this? I feel like I want to keep this. Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? That is not the spell I wanted for Christmas. Oh no. Oh. Yikes. Right on time, Thorn Lieutenant. Welcome to the party. We just need to draw a Twisty Boy, chat. If we draw a Twisty Boy, these lands turn into shocks. Twist and shout, come on, come on, come on, come on, baby, now come on, baby, and work it on out, Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hopefully the opponent's sandbagging lands here and not 2 burn spells. No blocks. Ooh. We're killing Whirly Boy this turn. We're not playing this just yet. We're gonna activate plus shock. I think we're ahead at the moment. Yeah, I'm not playing this because I can't block with it, so I'm just gonna shock this plus go 1/1. But I'm not gonna do it until we get into combat. No thought on 9ing them to leave them dead on board. I think that's unnecessary. I don't know, like, if they just, like, draw a second burn spell and kill my dragon, like... Yeah, I agree. Like, if I take this hit and they play a Phoenix, I guess that's kind of a wash. This could potentially be worse if they hit Frenzy. That's definitely the case. And I'm going to be conservative again and send 2 points at this. This is a good draw because it lets me activate this, plus play this out for the turn. Yeah, definitely not playing less than. Definitely not playing less than 4 Hellkite if I play this deck this weekend. Okay, Hellkite's real good. Hey, Corey survived. I'm glad you survived. Thanks for the Prime support. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate you keeping me around. Get that. Pulled us all the way up out of the percentages and back into the top 1,200. What are my thoughts on this? My first thought is we need to restart ASAP so I can have a foil Living Twister, because then every card in my main deck is foil, and my sideboard. In fact, then it's just these shameful basic lands that are holding us back. I was really happy with Thorn Lieutenant in those games. I think this is a card that I'm very, very reasonable, is very reasonable to have in my deck. One thing that I'm not 100% sure on, I kind of feel like Paradise Druid's been a little bit mediocre. I almost want to, like, cut these 2 Paradise Druids and play, like, a 3rd Twister and a 25th land. Because, like, hitting our land drops to curve out into our big boys is really good. And, like, having a bunch of Living Twisters in my main deck means that I get less punished for flooding, because this gives me something to do with those lands. I think that might be reasonable.